So this is Joshua Ward of Xael, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious Podcast. And we took our own personal story and said, what would that be like on a different planet, but influenced by these things? And that's kind of how we write the story. Like this story, went through a lot this year between divorces and people fighting for children and all this crazy stuff between multiple members. We're putting that in a story.
But then again, so you're writing that all in this crazy world situation we're living in too, right?
Right. And even some of the politics, when we see some of the things that we're going through, like what is a very exaggerated version of that on a planet that might have the ability to be a class 1 civilization, and but they still have these kind of unfortunate politics. And then what type of wars would that look like? We got planets exploding, really advanced AI, and on top of that, you have all these dogmatic layers that go on it.
So I assume that's all of you creating at the same time, or is it one? Are you mostly writing the story and then everybody's writing the music?
Well, it started out with me creating the base of the lore, and then everybody jumped in. So now what we do is we sit in a circle, like, all right, guys, what happens next? Or I might be like, how do you feel today? And one of them might be like, I've been going through a lot. And I'm like, let's put that in music. Let's vent that. But we're going to make a different character. We're going to embed that to this character. And then we kind of let it be like a sandbox for a minute. We kind of try to see what happens if you throw this weird celestial creature in there while they're dealing with this. And that's what we do.
So I'm already confused on how you can keep that all straight. But when you're obviously the world we just mentioned, the world conditions are getting somewhere into it, filtering in. Are you guys trying to make any sort of statement at the end of the day, or is it just the worlds that you've created and they're separate from us? Does that make sense?
Yes, actually, every song has two meanings, and so we deal a lot with family, weirdly, or mental health. I would say even more. Like a lot of the characters are going through, because we live in a lot of us have some baggage, right, and trying to cope with that. And a lot of it's trying to find purpose or trying to find being content within complicated situations. We all go through bad things. And so in the story, some of the characters are very, like one's going through schizophrenia almost. One of the characters, one of the characters are technically immortal, but every time he dies, his brain doesn't, you only have so much computing power. And so he's been alive for a long time. He's actually starting to go through psychosis. Eventually, his brain will shut down and he'll just be this walking husk. And so we're dealing with this really complicated mental stuff. But at the same time, I'm a big advocate for science. We promote space, space and science.
We talk a lot about, you brought it up, but we talk a lot about mental health and depression on the show. In fact, I've done a film called Mental Health. It was how mental health is affecting people in the the hard rock metal industry. So we're very familiar with that, and we kind of talk about it. But do you feel like the music you're writing, because it's so extreme, is cathartic?
I don't know. I guess our aim is more because it's weird trying to mix emotions into extreme metal too.
Yeah. So do you think it's more what's the word I'm looking for? Escapism rather than cathartic?
Right. That, I think that would be the better term. Yeah. When I first started listening to metal, it was to his. I never. Oh, so I just stuttered. When I first listened to the first time I listened to Demi Borgir, like I remember hearing these soundscapes and this black metal. I never thought of the anti-Christian lyrics. I was picturing we're on distant planets because I was a kid. You're
right.
Distant planets and craziness, and it helped me escape from a bad home life myself. So it was my imagination. It let me get away. Right. And I think as an adult now, that's what we're doing, trying to make people just forget, maybe even approach some of their issues, but at the same time, escapism.
And that works. And so I know you said we had talked before, and you're doing comic. You have graphic novels. I think you said you were working on, and You guys are doing all this yourself, and you do your videos as well yourself, right?
Yeah, we do everything. We do not have a big budget. I mean,
Yeah.
we're in the Carolinas here. Goodness gracious.
You're like me. I mean, I don't have a budget either. You just wing it. But I've seen your videos and they're top quality, and I've seen you running through what are the state parks with your film cameras, right?
Yeah, we get in trouble.
Really?
But yeah, we. Oh yeah, well, one time we went on it. We went up to State Park, and there's like people up there. They're probably smoking weed, and I don't know, fighting monkeys. I don't know what happens up
Right.
there. And here we are. We're coming down, and this park ranger come out, and I guess he didn't have. He just wanted to hassle somebody, and he come down, and we're all like sweet people, like, hey there. He's like, everybody get in front of the car. I'm like, oh crap. He's like searching all of us, and what are you doing up there? It's like the same thing I always do. I'm up there walking, man. But in his defense, we did come down with like war paint.
That's what I was. That was my next question. Were you in costume?
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be his job to keep aliens and ne'er-do-wells out of the woods, right?
Yeah, it's like the Burke County Men in Black.
Right. So, when you're writing, are you guys worried about how it's going to come across on stage because it's so thematic, just the music itself? Do you think about like, hey, this is going to be a good part here? Is that all part of the writing process, or does that come later?
No, actually, we think of like, I remember this song called The Red Odyssey Part 2. There's this big drum part, and we actually said, we want to make a drum part that we're on live. We want to give this, like, I like the band Heilong, or like some Rodrunist. Yeah. I like that tribal feel, and we're like, how can we do a weird version of that? Like, we're on stage, we bring the intensity, and because, I mean, especially for an extreme metal band, you go there and people just stand there doing this all the time. Right. If you go up there and you see some people doing war dances, and I kind of integrate this kind of like pieces of a dance that I learned from like this Okinawan martial arts. So we do these dances and kind of combative things. It's like, how can we integrate that? Because people's gonna be sitting there watching, going, "Oh my God, what is this?"
And I mean, I think in our culture, visual entertainment is just as important as the audio.
It is.
Especially if people have little attention spans. So,
I mean, if you think, like, I love a lot of my buddies that play tech metal and stuff, but I love the music. But when I go to a show, you just see a bunch of guys stand there and they have to do, and like I said, I'm a fan, but live, it is so boring that I'm like, I need to go eat a cheeseburger just so I can keep
right.
But we love like Iron Maiden. When you see Iron Maiden, you leave going, man, that was a show.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's costumed, it's themed, and yeah, they're doing all that stuff. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning on doing any sort of like live streams or is that going to be too complicated?
We're working on that. We're still doing, we actually have a list of stuff. We're still, between the videos, we're doing pretty much a video for every song to try to really bring this to life. My artist, I had a bunch of artists, but every one of them disappeared, some of them with my money. So I'm still trying to finish that up. We were hoping to have that done by now. But yeah, we're trying to get to streaming. That will probably be more at the end of this year. We'll be able to do that. But we are doing music playthroughs, drum playthroughs, all that will be going out there.
Do you have, are you booking for 21 or 22 yet, or is that too early?
Oh man, we have a really cool possible tour. I don't know. Okay, so okay, they didn't say not to say, but yeah, we're working on. I know Bloodbath actually might be a thing. The Pavement sent me a thing saying, "Hey, we might be putting you with Bloodbath 2022," and that would be a Northeast and Canada tour for what But I'm still waiting to get the confirmation and all that.
Yeah, I think everybody's still. I mean, I saw something last night or night before where like Sepultura is already confirmed. Sepultura, Crowbar, and shit, there's somebody else on that bill, and I don't mean to leave them off, but they're already booking like for April 21st for 6 weeks through Europe. And I mean, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that actually works because I'm dying to go to show.
Right. I know, and I think it's what everybody's going ahead and booking, but it's kind of like you already know, it's like, I'm gonna book it, might not happen, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but there's so much involved in getting that booked, right? I don't know how that's going to work out. Where are you if shows come back? Are you going, or are you kind of hesitant?
Oh shoot, I'm out there. So I'm
Right.
one of those. I'm like, I've been cooped up. I've done
Yeah.
my part.
So in my real job, I'm in law enforcement, and I've already gotten my vaccinations, and I am not holding back. As soon as there's a show booked,
Right.
my ass is going to be, in there. Do you think that though that there's going to be a plethora? I mean, obviously there's going to be a plethora of shows, but do you think there's going to be like a saturation, and it's going to be hard for people to determine what show to go to, right? Because all you guys need to get out and make money, so you're going to be booking. But as fans, there's only, I still have the same job, so I'm only going to have this much money. Does that make sense?
Right. Actually, that's one reason we've been debating. We're actually trying to strategize already. The moment bands get out there, every local band, everybody's gonna flood out there at one time. So we've been debating whether to not even do that yet. To focus on getting the right material to keep hyping up, let them hit out one time, and then we ease back out there because, yeah, I've seen it, even bands local. It's a very saturated genre. I mean, there's bands everywhere,
Right.
and so I'm like, I'll let them do their thing and then try to strategically plan at the right time.
Because, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out. I sit and think about it going, I mean, there's at some point, I think there's going to be massive amounts of people on the road because they have to be. That's how they make money.
Right.
But then as a fan, how do you pick? I'm going to go see Xael, or I'm going to go see Bloodbath, or whatever. If they're all in town on the same night, what the hell do you do? And there's only money, right? I mean, I work a job, so there's only $30 for this ticket, or there's not an endless amount of money to go.
Right. I'm kind of curious myself how it's going to look because, yeah, I mean, looking at my Facebook, everybody's just sitting there ready. As soon as they say go, they're going.
Hell yeah. It's very, it's going to be very interesting. How do you see this all panning out? I mean, the music business has to reinvent itself a little bit, right?
Well, I think there's a part of me, I'm saying I ain't got to go to shows, but I think it kind of forces bands to really, well, and I say from a band and business perspective, from a band level, I think, because I've seen one band going, we don't know what to do, we're just kind of calling it quits for now. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's so much you can do. Work on the music, better yourself, get critiques. I love it. Actually, my publicist, he's awesome. He'll straight up tell me like, I don't like that. And I'm like, huh. I need to go back and I take criticism. I go back, I re-examine, and I was like, that did kind of suck. I'm gonna read. So there's all these layers of bettering yourself, make you a brand to be more marketable versus just being a band that gets up there and plays some chunking riffs.
And
But on the business end, I know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a perk. To me, it's like I got a lot done. So.
Right.
Can you still see me?
Yeah, I still got you. I think it started for a second, but I got you.
Sorry, my thing for.
No, that's no problem at all. So what's next for you guys? You guys are you working on the next video, you said?
Yeah. Actually, I do this thing where I'll just start filming sometimes just to see what happens. It's kind of like and I wasn't planning on doing a music video for the song Try, and I just started filming, and sure enough, I accidentally made a music video for Try.
So you just took your camera out?
Go with it, but we do have planned video.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be interesting. We're going to see how people react. We have it's weird. It's like a demon kung fu thing that's about to happen. I wonder how it's going to be received. I'm curious. We're like, you know what? We have woods. I have a lot of weapons. I train people in martial arts. Let's get out there and kill each other fakely for film and see what happens.
And then see if the Rangers get on you.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. They're going to be chasing us.
Yeah. I'm starting to lose you. But before I go, did I miss anything? Anything else you want to cover?
Oh, no. I'm appreciative of your time. Thank you.
And if fans out there want to find you, you can go ahead and drop your socials if you want.
Oh, yeah. So you can go to www.eldersverse, ELDERSVERSE.com, which is an umbrella term for what we're trying to brand here. And you can explore the lore, buy merch, get you a really cool tank top.
Nice.
And yeah. And
thank you, my friend. Hope that wasn't too bad.
No, this is great. Thank you very much.
Awesome. I'll send you guys a link when it's up. It's probably a week or two out.
Thank you. I'm sorry for my crappy reception.
Oh, that's fine. I live in a rural town as well, and sometimes I don't get anything at all, and I have a whole day planned, and it fucks up. But today mine's working, so whatever. It all worked out. I'll edit it. It'll be fine.
Hey, well, thank you. It's good to see you.
Hey, good seeing you, man. Be well, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All
Hey,
right,
bye.
later.